Hi there and welcome to this movie on planting trees in an orchard. New trees should be in perfect condition when they are put into the ground. Trees with roots that have dried out or has bark damage can often give problems later, so check each tree carefully before it goes into the ground. Trees should also be free of pathogens. A new orchard is planted with young trees that are supplied by a nursery. For apples, the producer can store the trees in a cold store for up to 6 weeks at between 4 to 6 degrees Celsius, or they may come directly from the nursery. The roots must not be allowed to dry out. If they do show signs of being dry, soak them in water for an hour before planting them. A spade is used to dig each hole. The hole should be just big enough to take the roots of the new fruit tree. Normally, the hole will be about half a meter square and 40 centimeters deep. There should be no smooth sides on the hole. As the spade sinks down into the ground, it compresses the soil particles to form a hard layer. This is known as smearing. The roots will not be able to grow through this hard layer. If the sides look shiny, they are probably smeared. Roughen them with a fork to loosen the soil. Stone fruit has a tendency to develop crown gall knots on the roots. To prevent this, the roots are dipped into an inoculant called Agribacterium strain 84 to prevent crown gall. Some growers dip the roots of the trees in an insecticide to be sure that there are no insects on the roots. At this stage, fertilizer is mixed with the soil that will fill the hole. This is usually a sprinkling of monoammonium phosphate, which will stimulate root growth. Unmixed fertilizer mustn't be allowed to lie against the roots as it will burn the root surface. Now we're ready to plant the tree. Place the roots into the hole and take care to ensure that the roots do not turn up and that they spread out into the allocated area. Now fill the hole. At this stage, the roots must not go around in a circle or be restricted in any way. If this happens, the roots will not grow outwards but will stay within the area that they've been planted, a condition referred to as being pot-bound. It's important not to damage or bruise the bark, as bacteria or fungi can get into the tree through the wound. Tramp the ground down to remove air and to compact the soil around the roots for support and to ensure that the water and nutrients come into contact with the roots. At this stage, the graft union should be at least 10 centimeters above ground level. Water the tree well. This is known as puddling it in. As the water filters through the sand, it will push out any free air in the soil and will ensure that the roots don't dry out. Now tie the tree to the support trellis that will hold it in position as it grows. The plant will begin to grow immediately, so irrigation should be available to begin providing water immediately to the new plant. Ideally, stone fruit should be planted by the end of July and pome fruit should be planted by the first week in September, but both can be planted later depending on the conditions. Chat to your consultant to determine the optimum situation for your new orchard.